and welcome back to Skye News on BDTV. So this week there's been a lot going on in the blogs this week, and thankfully we've all had something to keep us occupied in this whole coronavirus lockdown malarkey. This coronavirus thing's got me going mental. Self-isolation, not for me, mate. Not been on the blogs, keeping up with what's going on, get some bit of entertainment in my life. So a couple of things to hit the blogs this week is Nipsey Hussle, also known as Ermias Ashton, died on the 31st of March 2019. Now this week it marks the first anniversary of his passing. For you that don't know, Nipsey was gunned down outside his clothing shop in Crenshaw Heights. Eric Holder is currently incarcerated for his murder and is due on trial sometime. It was meant to be March. They postponed it for 30 days. So hopefully he will be brought to justice sometime in the near future. I will keep you up to date as and when all of them updates come through. Manchester rapper Bugzy Malone, also known as Aaron Davis, was involved in quite a serious quad crash earlier on this week. There's been videos and images circulating of the accident, him before the accident, him during the accident, as in the immediate aftermath of the accident, where you can see off-duty nurses attending to him and just making sure he was comfortable until the paramedics arrived. Now, a lot of people on the blogs have been saying, well, he's meant to be on lockdown, what, because the roads are empty, what, he thought he could go out on a quad and act a fool. I'm not going to comment on that. It wouldn't have happened if he just listened to what Boris Johnson is saying. But hey ho, we got to live in the here and now, and he is injured. Now, a couple of days after the accident, he did take to the gram to tell everybody that he was okay, and did obviously show us a little picture of his injuries. He's got an injury on his leg, his face, he's got butterfly stitches in his face is quite swollen, he's got bloodshot eyes, and he just does not look like Bugzy, the Bugzy Malone that we know. Anyways, now he does want to say, he basically said in his Instagram post that he's lucky to be alive, and that the staff at the hospital that he is at are treating him very well, and that he's thankful to all his well-wishers and supporters, and just to let us know overall he is fine and he is recovering and he will be back to normal soon. So get well soon, Bugzy Malone. Just chill out, go lock down, go drink a cup of tea, just relax yourself. You're going to be off the scene for a little while now until your injuries heal, but sending all our well-wishes towards you. Footballer Ashley Cole was the victim of a burglary earlier on this week. It's been said that a gang of masked, balaclavaed up men broke into his property at approximately 9:45. There's been reports circulating that quite a substantial amount of jewellery and goods were stolen. There's not been no estimated value of the goods that have been taken. It's also been said that he was tied up and assaulted. Whether or not this is true, whether or not this is fake news, who knows. Police are obviously doing their investigation pending, so I'm sure we will hear a lot more on this matter in the near future. Hope Ashley and his missus is okay. Hope obviously that everything's all right, and just be vigilant. How can a group of balaclavaed men be running up in properties in Surrey? And he lives in Fetcham in Surrey, in one of them really nice home county mansions. I would have thought there's security like floodlights, intruder alarms. Slipping, Ashley, you are slipping. Nevertheless, I hope you're all right. I hope it hasn't been too traumatic for you, and just be more vigilant in future. We all know, we've seen plenty of times that these footballers, they are targets. They drive flashy cars, they've got the APs and the Rolexes and all of this and all of that. So just don't slip, just try your best not to slip. But like I said, I'm sure all football fans will be reaching out and being like, do you know what, Ashley, we hope you're all right. I'm sure he is all right. He can replace whatever's been stolen in a matter of a few days, but it's more of the mental grief that a burglary gives you. Like, you think, oh my god, somebody's actually been into my property. And especially if he has been assaulted and he has been tied up, that is a traumatic experience for anybody. So keep Ashley in your thoughts. Ashley, hope you're doing all right. Rapper Tekashi 6IX9INE has been released from prison. He was released from prison on Thursday afternoon. Reports say that the judge decided to let him out of jail a little bit early on compassionate grounds, meaning obviously we all know that this COVID-19 epidemic is very lethal, especially for people with underlying health conditions. Now it's come to light that 6IX9INE actually does have severe asthma, and we all know that if he was to contract COVID-19, it would be a very severe situation, a very severe illness for him, a disease for him to catch. So they've given him release on I think he's on under home arrest, and he'll be wearing a GPS ankle monitor for the next 4 months until the end of his actual sentence. For you lot that don't know, where have you been? But yeah, Tekashi was jailed. Where was he jailed? Tekashi was jailed, I think it was last year. May have been the year before, for gang robbery and shooting. 23-year-old rapper, rainbow hair, screams a lot in his songs. Famous for his song Billy or whatever.
That's my word. Get up in their face. Talk your ish. Let your nuts drag.
Don't listen to none of his music. Don't give a fuck whether he's in, whether he's out, whether he's black, blue, pink, whatever. Just don't listen to him. But it will be interesting to see. Obviously, Tekashi, he done what he had to do on the road with his little Treyway gang, but a lot of high-ranking, not even high-ranking, but a lot of big boy artists have taken like to Twitter, to Instagram, to be like, what you want to do? You want to do road, but then when the road hits you, you're like, you start snitching. And that's what he done. He basically snitched on the stand, put a lot of people in jail, called out a lot of people that he didn't even need to call out. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can actually transition from jail life and having that protective bubble around him to seeing how he will be now he is on road. Obviously, he's going to be at home for 4 months, but then 4 months, once his 4 months on the curfew's done, he's going to be out there. So it'll be interesting to see whether the certain people that were on the blogs talking the most are actually going to come through with the most, or whether they're just going to allow it. But that's something we've all got to keep an eye out for, and we will see how that one goes. UK artist Headie has been released from jail this week again, a couple months early. I think it's all because of this whole coronavirus thing. Basically, they're saying, obviously, I think the government knows that this is an epidemic now, and it's reaching every nook and cranny of the world. Not London, not Wuhan, not China, not Australia, every country. So they're letting certain people out, have done most of their sentence, a third of their sentence, 2/3 of their sentence out to do the rest on probation, which is fair enough, which is normal really, but it's only getting highlighted now that obviously the whole COVID-19 thing. But anyway, yeah, Headie has been released from jail. He was jailed in, I think it was 2019 for possession of a blade. Not being funny though, these artists, because my last episode was on, what's his name again? Forgot it. Just watch my last episode, you'll see. But all these artists, they're going around with these guns and knives and drugs on them, and it's like, you're a big boy artist. Like, you've got too much to lose. Like,
ain't nobody got time for that.
What do you want to do?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's been confirmed that UK rapper Muscle Gotti has died in a fatal car accident in the early hours of Thursday morning. Now, it is not confirmed if he was the only victim involved, if he was at fault, where it happened, but it has been confirmed that he has unfortunately died from his injuries. Now, various artists and various other rappers and friends and family have taken to the blogs to basically share their condolences and their well wishes, with Ratlin adding under a post of Gotti sitting on top of a green Lamborghini saying, "Life is mad, bro, rest well, brother," with another fan writing to him, Skye, one of the realest rappers about, rest in peace. Life's just crazy. Life is absolutely mental. Like, 1 minute you're here, next minute you're gone. And it's times like this where I'm sure Bugzy Malone, who earlier on in the week had an accent of his own, thanks God that the angels were watching over him that night. Think about it. He was in a car. He's got a whole structure around him. Bugzy was on a quad, just him and the road and the two handlebars, throttles. So rest in peace, Muscle Gotti. Earlier on this week, Drake decided to post pictures of his son Adonis onto his Instagram page. I was shocked. I was very shocked to actually see what his son looked like. Now, I'm sure we all know, you've all heard that he didn't claim his son, and Pusha T released a diss track to Drake, basically saying you've got a son that you don't claim. And
if you see my son, you understand why. I didn't want to go tell the world that was my son, and it wasn't.
Anyway, he must have seen sense, and he now obviously claims the little boy. So yeah, I will input a picture of the little boy. For those of you that don't know, his baby mother is an ex-porn star called Sophie Bugzy. I don't know if that's how you spell it, that's how you pronounce the name, but Sophie Bugzy, she was busting it open, twerking, big titty ting, like doing the most on the gram, which could have been, not the gram, sorry, on Pornhub. On Pornhub of all places. Yes, Drake's baby mother is a ex-Pornhub star. Madness. But that may be a reason why he weren't really trying to claim the little boy or whatnot, rare. But now, like I said, he's posted it up and he's like, yeah, this is my little boy. I will show you the pictures in a minute. But yeah, you'll see why I was shocked. You will definitely see why I was shocked. It's shocking.
Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus getting real! Shit is real! Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus!
A bit of a coronavirus update for you guys today. I'm trying not to touch on it too much, as obviously it's everywhere at the moment. You cannot escape from the coronavirus epidemic. There's news about it everywhere, but lots of misery, lots of sadness, lots of death. But this being Skye News at BDTV, I do have to just bring you the latest update on the latest figures in the UK. So as of Thursday evening, Thursday the 2nd of April at approximately 8 o'clock in the evening, the current UK figures for the coronavirus/COVID-19 epidemic are this. 33,718 people have now been confirmed with the COVID-19 virus. That has gone up by 4,244 from the day previously. Now let me put that into perspective for you lot. 4,244 people have been diagnosed with coronavirus in one day. 4,244 in one day. Making obviously the UK figure as a whole jump up to 33,718, which is mental. These figures are hella scary, like hella scary. Yeah, I remember when I heard when I was listening to the news, and that one guy that was in Singapore for a business meeting, he was the first person in the UK to come back with it. Now look, that was less than a month ago. That was about a month ago. Now look, 33,718 people have it. That's mental. Now out of that 33,000, it's been confirmed that 2,921 people have sadly succumbed to the illness. Now, in the space of 24 hours, it was an additional 569 people that died from the disease. That brought it up to that 2,921 total. Now, I can't stress to you guys how important it is. We're young people. We may not feel like this illness can bother us, can't really get to us, but it can. It can. Think of your loved ones. Think about the NHS. Just think, and when I say think about the NHS, I mean it as in think about if your grandparents, touch wood, get COVID-19 and they go into hospital, the government's already said, if they have an old person whose chances of survival aren't as great as a younger person that's come in, they're going to give the ventilators to the younger person. Now that could be your grandparent, that could be your best friend's grandparent, that could be anybody. So just really take into consideration. I know, like, we don't take things seriously and we sometimes sit there and we're thinking, oh my God, like, what is Boris Johnson on about? But just to put it into perspective, guys, the quicker we can beat, the quicker the country can beat this disease, the quicker we can go back to our normal lives, guys. So just wash your hands for 20 seconds, avoid contact with other people. If you feel the symptoms, self-isolate. I cannot stress enough to you how important these measures are for the country to go back to normal again. Please wash your hands. Bats are not food, okay? Bats are not food. So guys, that's it from me at Skye News. Make sure you click subscribe to stay up to date for your weekly dose of gossip on the blogs and the latest news, okay? Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, stay indoors and self-isolate. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next week.
I don't talk when they ask my questions, I just leave that thing and I goes. I've got bare man asking questions that I can't answer unless you're bro. No, you can never sit at my table if you talk with nothing to show. Them boys there, they look like rookies, me and my guys went rookies to pro. Them boys there.